On this all-new episode of Nightlife, we sit down with the head coach to check the pulse on the team as we near the end of the calendar year.
Our defensive game is a lot better the last 3 weeks. That's an area the coaches I particularly focus on quite a bit and want to be very good at and excellent by playoff time.
And guess who's back? The captain makes his return against the Dallas Stars.
Theodore, Stone, in the middle of the hurdle, and he scores! It took 10 seconds on the two-man advantage, and Tomas Hertl has given Vegas the lead.
Plus, place your bets. It's time to spin the VGK Roulette wheel.
The best hockey-related gift you ever received, Gosher.
Oh, a net. I got a street hockey net when I was a kid, back in the mean streets of Pawtucket, Rhode Island.
All of that and more this week on Nightlife. Welcome into this all-new episode of Nightlife. The holiday season is often a time of reflection, and the Golden Knights certainly have a lot to be thankful for. We sat down with Coach Cassidy to check the pulse of the VGK as we get ready to turn the page on 2024.
Well, Bruce, how would you describe this first one-third of the season?
Pretty good. To be honest, I think we've played some good hockey. We're not at a 60-minute game yet. I've said this, I don't think too many teams are this time of year. You're still sorting through different areas of the game. Health has been good as well. I mean, we lost Mark Stone for half our games. He looks good now, hopefully comes out of this all right. Carly a little bit, but not in huge chunks like it seems in the previous years. Our defensive game is a lot better the last 3 weeks. That's an area the coaches I particularly focus on quite a bit and want to be very good at and excellent by playoff time. So encouraged by that. And special teams have been good too. The PP started out well. It's still going very, very strong. The PK's gotten better, so I think that goes along with team defense.
Strong starts to season have been pretty standard under your leadership. Why do you think that is?
I think we run a good training camp. I think we touch on a lot of the details that players wouldn't be working on in August. They're working on their skills, their conditioning, their strength. And we try to hammer away a lot of those things in camp, and they're tedious, right? Because they're details and they can be monotonous, but in practice we try to go through it with every group, through video, on ice, the drills we do, so that come the start of the season, they're becoming second nature quicker than other teams. That's just something I've always believed in. It may slow down your offensive game a little bit and some of the execution parts, but you're usually defending well. And I think that's what's worked for us at the start. Other than that, usually you go into the year healthy. That's the other thing. You've got your full roster. I think that's been the case for us, and so those two things combined.
Coming into the season, the question from the outside was, where will the offense come from? How did your answer to that question to start the season, how does that differ from your answer to that question now?
Well, not a lot, to be honest. It came from within, and we felt there were guys in the room that could do it, right? Could do it, and actually doing it are two different things. So projecting can be dangerous, but I think as long as you don't over-project, you keep it within limits, like Dorofeev, right? We felt he would score at what level. He'd score better than he has in previous years. He's right there. I think he's almost at his career high already. Barbashev playing with Jack. We knew that each year would probably get better, playing with a guy like Jack that gets people the puck. So there'd be an uptick there. Howard and Kolasar, we weren't sure. We were hoping they would take another step, both in the locker room as guys that were in their kind of out of their entry level deals, but not those grizzled veteran type of guys that you need to step forward. So we're getting a little more from them. And then some of the new players we didn't know, Holtz and Olofsson, what they would bring. And Ole started quick, got hurt, but you can see that there's going to be some offense there. Holtz not quite as much, but I think he's still sorting through line mates. I think there was just players in the room that we figured could bring it. And we hoped that our power play would give us more offense because of where all the sticks landed and just people being in their proper spots and maybe they haven't been in, I shouldn't say haven't been, but we had to work harder in years past to get them in those spots. And I think there was a little more natural where they are, and I think that's proven to be true as well.
Time for our first break here on Nightlife. Coming up next, we relive the battle with the rival Dallas Stars.
Two power play goals. Both start with the captain, Mark Stone. Makes another play off the goal line, but puck recovery leads to a second chance. Right back to Theodore, and he finds Eichel wide open, who wires this upstairs.
Keep it locked. Nightlife will be right back. Welcome back to Nightlife. Before the Golden Knights were able to take a short break, the Dallas Stars arrived at the Fortress to do battle, and the VGK had reinforcements on the way.
Hi, everybody. Glad to be with you. Here's Dave Gosher and Shane Noddy with the return of the captain.
Slowly but surely getting healthier, and tonight they get the captain back. Mark Stone returns after missing the last month.
His play on the ice, his leadership in the room, what he brings to the group. Stoney means so much to this team, and we're so happy to have him back.
The captain back, always a boost for the whole team.
As we're underway from T-Mobile Arena. The Donoff, rink wide, Duchesne walking in, shot, save, Hill, rebound, Marchment there, and Theodore across to McNabb at a plus 18 this year for Braden McNabb, tied for second best in the league. Dorofeev in front, save Ottinger. Two-man advantage for the Golden Knights. Theodore, Stone, in the middle of hurdle, and he scores! It took 10 seconds on the two-man advantage, and Tomas Hertl has given Vegas the lead.
It's Mark Stone. You talk about what you missed. Cerebral. Watch this pass come to Stone. Watch the little hesitation. There's that little fake right to Hertl, and Hertl makes no mistake.
Dumbo wristing it towards the net, went off the inboard to Stan Coben, loose puck, and a save Hill on Duchesne. Bork trying to feed it to the line for Heiskanen. He backhands it down the glass. Borzak under some heat. Puck loose, down low, score! Maverick Bork picked it up. It's his first in 15 games to tie it. Down low, Stone, put it on net, save Ottinger. Some contact there. They'll say Stone was pushed into Ottinger.
Clearly pushed right into Ottinger.
Eichel zips it on net. Save Ottinger, and he'll cover it. Eichel down low. Stone trying to cut in front. Kicked out by Ottinger. Eichel returns and he scores! Jack Eichel's first power play goal of the season.
Well, two power play goals. Both start with the captain, Mark Stone. Makes another play off the goal line, but puck recovery leads to a second chance. Right back to Theodore, and he finds Eichel wide open, who wires this upstairs. And the Golden Knights grab the 2-1 lead.
One hands it around, backhands it around the net. Dorofeev tied up with Harley. Loose puck to Waugh, trying to feed it towards it, and he scores! What a shot by Nick Waugh! Upstairs on Ottinger. And the Golden Knights, with 2 goals in a minute 8, are up by 2.
Great work by Waugh, but it starts wall battles. Dorofeev in on the wall. There's Howden, fights it off, just get it towards the net. And that is off the post, past the blocker and in. Vegas has a 2-goal lead here late in the second.
Heiskanen looking, tip towards the net, score! Mason Marchment, an extra attacker goal. Dallas within 1 with 2:34 left. Duchesne looking in deep, 4 seconds, takes it in behind the net, puck to the far boards, Heiskanen a drive blocked, and that's it.
37 saves for Aiden Hill.
And the Golden Knights knock off the Stars.
Time for a break here on Nightlife. Coming up next, more of our conversation with the head coach.
We really turned our road game around from the start of the year. I think we're a lot more buttoned down now in terms of taking care of the puck and taking care of time and score and situational hockey. So let's do that on this road trip.
Keep it locked. Nightlife on Scripps Sports. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Nightlife. We head back out to City National Arena to rejoin our conversation with Bruce Cassidy.
What do you like most about Aiden Hill in your goaltending department right now?
Well, he looks a lot like the guy that helped us win a Stanley Cup. He's healthy. That's the other thing this year. He hasn't, knock on wood, he hasn't missed any time, and it shows in the net. He's able to practice longer, more efficiently. You can't just play games in this league. You got to work on your technique. The shooters are too good, so he's been able to do that with Sean Burke. I think Sammy was trending really well, got hurt, was a little uneven coming out of it. Now you're starting to see him with more reps get back to himself. So 2 goalies that can keep you in the game every night, win you the occasional one. You don't want to lean on them any more than you have to, but they do have to give you a chance to win. That's what you need out of National Hockey League goaltenders, and they're giving us that every night.
We mentioned the strong starts being a trend of this group. What do you feel is the most difficult stretch of the season, and how do you want to see your team get through that?
I think when you come out of the Christmas break, everyone's a little refreshed. You know what you are a little more. Even the players, they can look around and say, okay, this is the type of team we have. You're probably 30 games in or whatever, 35. Then you get into January, it's a long month. And then February, and then, you know, you're, oh God, we're not even at the trade deadline. And, you know, so those, to me, it's February into early March. I think once middle March comes around, you sort of have a feel, okay, we're 60, 65 games in, we're a playoff team, we're not, we're competing for first place, et cetera. You have a better idea where you're at, and you see light at the end of the tunnel. Playoffs are around the corner, the Masters is coming, you know, in most cities, we're lucky here in Vegas, the snow's melting and you're starting to see a few longer days. So that to me has always been the signal if you're getting out of the dog days. So I would say February is probably that month. NFL football's over, so you know what I mean. Everyone here is doing their fantasy and following it, so that's the month to me that can be the longest.
Last thing before we get to that stretch just before the dog days of the season, how do you want to see your team kind of have pedal to the metal up until this holiday break?
Well, we've got a little less intense in our schedule in terms of we got a road trip coming up here, but after that we're at home a little more. So hopefully we have good energy at home. You know, make sure we play the right way in this road trip. We really turned our road game around from the start of the year. We were really uneven at the start and doing stuff to beat ourselves. I think we're a lot more buttoned down now in terms of taking care of the puck and taking care of time and score and situational hockey. So let's do that on this road trip. And then at home, we've been pretty good for the most part. I think the guys are typically ready to play here. So that'll be important for us. And keep your mind off Christmas. I think once it comes, you get your 3 days. It's plenty of time to enjoy it then. And hopefully, you know, balance the sort of holiday season. People have guests come in with getting ready to play.
Bruce, best of luck until the holiday break. Happy holidays, and thanks for doing this.
All right, thank you.
Time for our last break here on Nightlife. Coming up next, we spin the most famous wheel in all the land. VGK Roulette returns with a holiday twist.
Our secret Santa draw is around the corner. Who is the easiest or hardest to buy for in our department?
Shane is easy to buy for because nothing will make him happy. He'll just return it and get what he wants.
Don't go anywhere. Nightlife will be right back. Welcome back to Nightlife. We've given you plenty of time to place your bets on your favorite VGK broadcaster. The time has finally come to give the VGK Roulette wheel another spin.
Out of the gate first, Dave Gosher. Vegas has enjoyed a franchise best opening third performance by the power play. David, who's impacted the improvement the most?
Well, I mean, the easy answer is Mark Stone, right? If you look at the numbers with and without him, they're dramatically different. Interestingly enough, they were okay the first handful of games he missed, and then they weren't okay. And then the first game he was back, they scored 2 power play goals. So I just think between his ears, how he sees it, how he thinks the game. Hopefully they can continue it, Mallard. They've never finished higher than 9th on the power play for an entire season, but it's been an enormous reason they've had the success they've had this year, and having him be part of it before and now has been a huge impact on this group.
A thoughtful look on Gary Lawless's face.
I'm going to say there's been some addition by subtraction here. Bruce Cassidy said recently, the power play is working because we are not tailoring it to anybody else's needs. We are putting people in the right position, and the changes have been either Dorofeev or Olofsson on the elbow. They fit in there nicely, and everybody else is allowed to play where they want to play.
Shane.
for me, the main thing is Tomas Hertl. His ability to command attention. He's a weapon in the slot. Hertl's presence, they haven't had a net front like that. A guy that understands it. Barbashev's great in front of the net, don't get me wrong, but Hertl has the ability to find that pocket of space. He's big, he's strong, and then he's good on the face-offs. To start with the puck possession and puck recovery, two areas that really require the power play to be successful. His addition there opens up other avenues, other plays for them, but just a commanding presence in that area right in front of the net.
Positive or not, a team that has surprised you this season. Let's go with Gary.
Columbus Blue Jackets. No team really could have had more reasons to just wilt and go away. The death of Johnny Gaudreau, a massive blow to them in terms of their level of skill, leadership, and also what it does to you emotionally. Dean Evison has got that team. They don't have a lot, but they get the most out of what they have at Columbus Blue Jackets.
Shane.
Washington Capitals. Did not see them being number one. And I think Carberry's done a tremendous job there getting the buy-in. I think their additions defensively, what they brought in, Roy, Chychrun, Carlson's healthy. I did not see it coming from the Washington Capitals this year. And that's without Ovechkin, who was, we know what Ovi's doing, the grade 8, the chase is on. Unfortunately got injured, but it has not slowed them down a bit. So the Capitals, that's been my biggest surprise.
I'm take the other team that's right up there with the Capitals, Minnesota Wild. Didn't make many changes at all. It's basically the same team. Kristoff's had a dynamite start to the season. Boldy's been great. Marco Rossi's been real good. Philip Gustafson's been excellent in net. They missed the playoffs. They weren't close last year. They missed by 11 points. This year they've been, incredibly consistent. Have not lost 2 in a row in regulation. I know the Golden Knights are going to see him here real soon, and I'm curious to see how that head-to-head matchup. I'm looking forward to that.
As the Christmas season approaches, what would you give the Vegas Golden Knights to improve this hockey club? Shane.
I think they need some scoring. I know they've got their numbers, but I love the defensive group. I think you can never have enough. I'd like to see a big scoring, physical winger come into this team.
Gosh.
Yeah, same answer. It's something I've kind of thought about too, is as much as they seem to score a lot, and they've scored more than enough to win a lot of games and more than most teams in the league this year, are they going to have enough down the stretch, depth scoring as they get down the road here into the playoffs and some bigger games? So much of it early was Jack Eichel's line. They've had others fill in, but I still think when the push comes to shove down the road, they're going to need a little bit more up there.
Lawman, you going to make this a sweep?
I recently said that they need someone who can score, hit, and fight, and those guys grow on trees, right? So they'll be really easy to find one of those guys. But that's, middle six guy that can add punch in every way.
Our secret Santa draw is around the corner. Who is the easiest or hardest to buy for in our department? Let's go with Dave.
The easiest for me would be Shane. It's because I figure I could get him something he would relatively enjoy. I think Gary would be tough. I'm not sure what do you get the guy that's got everything? I don't really know. But yeah, I could get Shane something. Mallet, I wouldn't really want to bother getting you anything.
Lawman?
Well, I'm hard to get stuff for because nothing fits.
Well, you're not buying for yourself. You're buying for somebody else.
I'm helping Shane and Dave out here. I don't want them to feel bad when they say that you can't get a hat that fits this huge head, or you got to go to a tent maker to get.
Oh, come on!
So all that stuff is difficult. Shane is easy to buy for because nothing will make him happy. He'll just return it and get what he wants. And
Dave, the receipt.
But my final answer is Dave is the easiest because just anything to do with music, and Dave will be happy.
How did you turn that into yourself?
Self-deprecating.
Yeah, that's exactly. He just took away any ammunition we may have had. So
and there's a lot.
It's like the 8 Mile when Eminem goes on at the end for the rap. He gives them no options.
I watched that the other day. Shane.
Easiest, I'd say probably Dave, just because I'm sure I could find something for all of you. I don't know what you, Darren, I'd buy you a tie, just another tie to wear all day. gets ready for game day when he puts his suit and tie on at 6 a.m.
I am prepared early. The best hockey-related gift you ever received, Gosher?
Oh, a net. I got a street hockey net when I was a kid, back in the main streets of Pawtucket, Rhode Island. And that thing, we wore that out. Was it Milek? Was that the company back in the day made the street hockey sticks and the nets? Yeah, we got a great street hockey net one year.
Shane?
Yeah, there's lots of hockey gifts, but I have to go with NHL 94 on Sega. That was fun. I remember getting it, my brother and I playing it right away. And we were older, so I wasn't young, but I had a lot. Certainly nets, sticks, pucks, all that stuff, equipment. But that Sega 94, I know now the kids have video games galore, but back then it was limited and that was the game.
Gary?
It's a net, but it's not the actual gift of the net. It was my dad was trying to put the mesh on, the netting
well, that's
on.
painful.
And he after a while, he decided that a few more rum and cokes would help him figure it out. And the thing was a complete mess, and there was a bottle of Captain Morgan laying empty beside the Christmas. My brother and I still laugh about it to this day.
Merry Christmas.
More parents have got hammered putting the mesh on a net than any other activity around Christmas.
I don't think you could possibly do it sober.
Yeah, children's toys in general, I'm glad they're all grown, but the plastic stuff you have to put together, a lot of bottles fell.
All right, as the scores are tabulated, Shane 90 wins this week because he smiled 4 times. He smiled 4 times. That is a personal record.
Must be the Christmas season.
Yeah, it's the Christmas spirit. It's engulfed me.
Happy holidays to you guys. This is fun.
That does it for this week's episode of Nightlife. Make sure to tune in next week for special coverage of the Golden Knights road trip to Canada. We'll see you next week, right here on Scripps Sports.